He's got a mic, and he's in a mood. Buckle up, Buttercup. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program, he said with unbridled enthusiasm. It's great to be with you. It's a holiday today, or is it? I have pants on, or do I? These are questions that should never be answered and probably never asked. Thank you so much for being here. Question of the day is it a federal holiday? I don't know. I don't know. What's open and what's closed? I don't know. So there you go. Yeah, it's a quasi-federal holiday. It's called President's Day. It's not on the books. Actually, the only thing that's on the books is Washington's birthday, which is technically February 22nd. That's what it used to be. George Washington, and I knew him well, except, pain in the ass, but I knew him well, and George was a very modest man, very modest. He did not like his birthdays to be celebrated. He felt uncomfortable. That's where George and I have a lot in common. And I've chopped down a lot of cherry trees in my life, and I lied about at least half of them. George never lied. Well, Martha says that's a different story, but let's not ruin the traditional things. Anyway, so George hated having his birthday celebrated. And his birthday was actually celebrated while he was alive. So that was like double. You know, if you get embarrassed and like a friend says, happy birthday, oh, think if the whole country said that to you everywhere you went. Hey, George, happy birthday. Oh, shut up already. I know it's my birthday. Stop reminding me. February 22nd. This is not February 22nd. Oh, far from it. Not far, but far from it. This is the third February ever. This is amazing. It's the 3rd February. It's the 3rd week in February. And the 3rd week in February is designated, not by any kind of decree or anything, as President's Day. Now, I thought that President's Day was celebrating the birthdays of presidents, specifically George and Lincoln. We grouped their birthdays together. Lincoln's birthday was never a holiday, by the way. I mean, okay, he was a great guy, I guess. I didn't know him personally. I always said to him, don't go to the theater. I got a feeling this is not going to work out well for you. But he went anyway. But it was George's birthday, the only thing that's on the books. So President's Day, which is quasi today, is not to celebrate the birthdays of all the presidents, dead or alive. And those are the only two choices that I know of. Yeah, because I don't feel like celebrating everybody's birthday because, to be honest with you, some presidents were kind of asshole-ish. Yeah, I'm not going to call them assholes, but they were in the asshole-ish category. The douchebaggish. So I'm not celebrating. I don't celebrate birthdays of people I even know who I don't mind too much less a president that was really oh my God, what a disgusting human being. I'm in the throes of one right now. I would love to celebrate the birthdays of nice people, but I don't know. That's not the deal here. So President's Day was not actually ever intended to celebrate the birthdays of presidents. President's Day is to celebrate and recognize the office of president. The fact that we have a presidency in this democracy is what we're celebrating. I mean, that's a stretch, man. That's What the hell are you celebrating that? Okay, it is. That's the form of our government so far. But that doesn't mean we have to celebrate an office. It just doesn't make any sense. So, bottom line, there is none. Today is a holiday. Many people have it off. It's somewhat of a federal holiday in most cases, although officially it really isn't. I don't know if banks are open or post offices since it's not designated official. So I think you're old enough to just like Google things and see if your post office is open or your bank. Schools are closed because they'll close for anything. Somebody blows their nose in Wisconsin, they'll close down the school system there and everywhere. Why do we have off from school today? It's not snowing. It's like the middle of June. Oh, yeah, somebody blew their nose and has a cold. Oh, okay. Good reason. Oh, they'll close the schools for anything. They'll make up holidays. Oh, come on. Seriously? Yeah, they do. Yeah. The most states require that the schools be in attendance for a certain amount of days, and if it snows anywhere in there, that you have to go to school an extra day, and you have to, it's like a $5,000 fine, and I don't know. But yeah, that's the deal. So, so not only would you have off from school today, but you have the whole week off. You see, they take things way too far. I get the holiday between Christmas and New Year's. I get that because that's like that's like all the religions kind of converge in that week or in that area anyway. And then you got New Year's. So like, why have like, okay, now we're off and then a week later we got another day off. Give them the whole week off. Let some people go somewhere. Have some soup, some cocoa. You don't have to come to school. That was a stretch in itself, but I get it. But then we got into this President's Day, celebrating the office of president so you don't go to school. I don't see what the two have in common or don't. They call it February vacation. Oh, it's February. Well, it's the shortest month of the year. We need a vacation. What? And then comes spring vacation. I think that's in April, maybe. I don't even know. I haven't been to school in quite some time. And even when I was going to school, I didn't go to school. I hated school. Oh, I hated school with a passion. Anything that I had to do, I had to be there, and then they held me there until it was time to leave. And anything like that I didn't like. I didn't even like working in an office. Not too much. If I was busy, I'd be distracted. But otherwise, I'd be sitting in the office saying to myself, what the hell am I wasting my life here for? I'm just sitting here looking at the clock move is all I'm doing. Anyway, so, there are so few days of school, really. I think there's more days off from school than there are on school. If you, like, group them all together with your summer vacation and your February vacation and your April vacation and your December vacation and Oktoberfest vacation and grandma fell down, but she's going to be okay vacation, or I'm not feeling well, I got to stay home for a week vacation, or I'm making believe I have COVID and I can't come for 10 days vacation. When you add them all up, you're out of school more than you're in. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we spend too much time in school. Personally, and I guess you might agree with me, yeah, you learn some stuff in school, and then you find out, well, that was inaccurate or not necessary. Where do you learn the most from? Your parents? Not really. From your friends? Yeah. You need street smarts. You know, being smart, knowing how mortgage rates work or something like that, you know, or maybe being able to, you don't need even to know what 25 times 32 is. It's in the calculator. Just, you know, hit it with your fingers and they'll tell you the answers. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? It's the streets. It's knowing the streets. It's knowing how to get around, knowing how to maneuver your way through life around people, discovering the idiots as opposed to the okay people. how to be smart in buying something, and how to get around, how not to be taken advantage of. Those are the life things that really come into play. Really do. There should be an entire course for an entire semester, whatever that is, or an entire year in school, entire course on how to balance your money, how to make money, how to keep your job, how to get a job, how to balance your finances, how to pay bills, how to make purchases, how to do your taxes, the very things that you have to do all the time when you're an adult. How to get over a hangover quickly, these kinds of things. These are not taught in school at all. This is something that you learn either by experience or in the street or from your friends. Many things in life you'll never learn unless you experience them. They can shove information into your face as much as they want with a shovel. But until you actually go through a situation where you would have to use that experience, then you're out. You have to relate what you're actually going through the knowledge that you've gained about what you're going to be going through and how to get out of what you're going through. That's young adulthood. And it smacks you in the face like a brick. I don't know why I used that analogy. It's all I had at the time. Oh, sure. You're brought up by your parents, efficiently or inefficiently. It's a crapshoot. And then you go to school, and you have a whole separate set of friends. You have a whole separate life from your parents. Your parents have no idea what your life is really like, and vice versa. And then some of you go to college, and that's just an introduction into drugs and alcohol and how to get along with other people or not. Has nothing to do with schooling or knowledge whatsoever. Unless you're going to become a doctor and start dissecting things, there's really not much of a point to that. You don't have to pay for anything. Parents usually paying for college. Some kids pay for their own college, and that's quite a thing. And congratulations there, but most don't. They don't. They've never paid a bill in their life. They've never been in a grocery store to buy something other than candy. The necessities of life, they've never done it. They've never paid for it. They don't know how to juggle. They've never lived anywhere. They don't know about rent. They don't know about mortgage. They don't know about anything like that at all. And then they get out of college, hopefully, and boom, they're smacked into the real world without a shred of evidence. And all of a sudden, that credit card that you thought was a great idea, oh my God, that got out of hand. What am I going to do now? I don't have money to pay that. We've all been there. The only person who hasn't been there is Trump, who happens to be the president. He has no experience, no idea what the common person goes through as far as having to pay an invoice. He doesn't even pay the invoices, even though he particularly has billions of dollars, he says. He doesn't even know how to pay those invoices. The man has absolutely no understanding. He's never been in a situation where he couldn't pay something that he had to pay. And that's pathetic. And I don't think that was the idea of the office of president, to hire the richest people you can find that have absolutely nothing in common with you. They'll say they do, but they don't. As a matter of fact, those people in public office probably financially raped you already through your career. But you never knew it or never opened your eyes. I'm not dumping on Trump. I don't have to. I'm just saying, no concept of what it's like to struggle financially or to make it through life. We didn't get born with gold toilets in our bathrooms. So it's different. So I don't know how this happened, but you're looking for empathy? It ain't in the dictionary when it comes to that. Anyway, I move on. It's President's Day. But not about the presidents. It's about the office, which right now is kind of nothing to celebrate in my estimation. We'll see. But George Washington, he was the first president. And apparently did a slam up, bang up good job. I don't know. I wasn't there. This is what they say. Sometimes that's wrong. I don't know. I would love to speak to his wife, Martha. Can't do that, but I assume she knows a skinny on George. And this chop down the cherry tree thing, I don't know if that ever happened. George's father. George, did you chop down the cherry tree? The cherry tree? I can't even talk to you like this, George. Did you chop down the cherry tree? Why? Because I get up and look out the window and the cherry tree is chopped. Who would have done something like that? There's a lot of people that would chop down a cherry tree if they had the opportunity. But I'm not talking to a lot of people. I'm talking to you, George. Did you chop down that cherry tree? That one there? Yeah, the one chopped down. Did you chop down the cherry tree? It's a beautiful day, Dad. Did you chop down the cherry tree, George? And don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Someday you may be president, and this is going to go on your record, and you'll never get elected. All right. Yes, I did chop down the cherry tree, Dad. You son of a bitch. Why would you do something like that? Because someday I'm going to be president, and I need a story that will help me with the election, and the people think I'm really honest. That really works. And if I admit the things that I do wrong, like chopping down the cherry tree, then I will be a great person. Oh. Fast forward to now, to Donald Trump, who in his lifetime has never admitted fault to anything. It was the other person's fault. Yeah, but you picked that other person. Yeah, but then they deceived me. I'm always being deceived. I'm always the victim. Wow. I remember this so distinctly. I wish I had I probably do have the audio of it, but I'm not too lazy to find it right now. I remember Trump saying a long time ago, before he was the first president, I remember him saying, if you admit to something and say you're sorry, that shows weakness. Don, you and George Washington are like total opposites as far as that's concerned, and as many other things are concerned. Donald, did you chop down the cherry tree? No, he did. He did it. He chopped it down. I didn't do it. Okay, Don. Okay, Don. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, my guest will be joining us.
Gentlemen, you know that when you decide to get engaged, you'll be making one of the most important investments of your life. Think about it. From the moment you get down on bended knee and present the ring, how much you actually love someone will be judged solely on the size of the stone you buy. And not just by the one you love, but by literally everyone she knows. And strangers. At Schlickerscheck Jewelers, we know that when you're about to cough up what amounts to a few months' rent to obtain the exclusive naming rights to a vagina, you want to be able to be sure that you've made the best choice. So if you've decided it's time to staple gun your man tackle to a single hitching post and to never be able to experience the simple joy of a meaningless hookup without handing over half your stuff, come to Schlickerscheck Jewelers and see our amazing line of certified high-quality shallow female ego strokers. Take it from me, Herbert Schlickerschechter. I'm not just your local jeweler. I've been married 6.5 times. Vegas marriages, boys. Very easy to annul when the shrew goes south on you. And she will.
Danelle Umsted joins us now. She's the founder and president of Sisters in Sports Foundation. Tell me about that. First of all, Danelle, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me about the Sisters in Sports Foundation.
Yeah, Sisters in Sports Foundation, I'm the founder and president.
Yes.
We are a foundation supporting women and girls with disabilities through the love of sport. Mm-hmm. We provide mentorship, mental skills workshops, sports psychology, and funding to help support these women and girls. And we're creating a movement where we are a community and empowering each other.
That's cool. Now you've hooked up.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, really cool. You've hooked up with L'Oreal Paris. Apparently, why did you hook? What was the hookup? Why that?
Well, I was nominated actually by a young girl that I had mentored through her athletic career.
Uh-huh.
She nominated me for the L'Oreal Paris Women of Awards Award for
Cool.
2024. And I was chosen amongst 9 other incredible thought leaders and amazing women that are leaders in nonprofits.
Uh-huh.
And it's been an amazing ride. I've been seen all over, and our foundation has been elevated because of the L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth Award.
Wow! So you were nominated by somebody.
I was nominated by a young girl that I mentored her whole life.
You know, that nomination,
Which is an honor.
that nomination probably means more than actually winning the award.
Absolutely. To make a difference in somebody's life,
Yes.
and for her to nominate me like that was really amazing and empowering.
Right. And apparently you've received $25,000, of which you're not going to split half with me.
No, I'm sorry. I lost her half in the mail. Yes, we received $25,000, which has elevated our programs at Sisters in Sports Foundation.
Cool.
And actually has helped us fund some of the girls with some financial need for equipment and other things for training. So it was a remarkable amount of money that made a huge difference with our foundation.
Great.
The other great thing that L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth provides is a community. All the past 19 years, we are all connected and able to connect with one another,
Nice.
all the honorees in past years. And this year, the 2025 20th Annual Women of Worth, L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth Award.
Wow.
So I recommend people nominating in your community. I know a lot of people in Boston, so maybe I'll nominate a few myself.
You might do that. You might,
just-
yes. So, but this is across the United States. Is it a national situation?
Yes, it's across the United States, and just nominate a woman that is a thought leader and a leader in nonprofit, and that has given back to their community. The deadline is March 8th for the L'Oreal Paris Women of Worth nomination.
Okay. So how does one go about doing that? Let's say there's something's popped into their head and says, hey, I know somebody who would I'd like to nominate. What's the process? Where do you go?
Right. You can nominate yourself, or you can nominate somebody else that is a nonprofit leader. And you just go to the website, the L'Oreal Paris website, womenofworth.com.
Okay.
Super easy.
Yeah, it sounds super easy. I assume that there are a lot of people that are nominated. How do they pare it down?
They have a judging process at L'Oreal, and they have a committee that decides who are the 10 nominees.
Okay, and then they're down to 10. How do they choose from the 10? That must be difficult at a point.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they choose the best, like me, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they. I'm sure they have a process that eliminates and elevates certain foundations, and so far they've done an amazing job at choosing incredible nonprofits and nonprofit leaders to be honorees.
Very, very cool. So you've been representing this organization, well, your organization, and actually theirs as well, for doing this. So it's kind of like being an ambassador.
Absolutely, and what a great product to be an ambassador of program.
Yeah.
L'Oreal Paris is known by making every woman feel seen, and because they're worth it is their tagline. So it's an incredible company, and for them to give back to women who give their heart and soul to their nonprofits is amazing.
Yeah. You know, a lot of besides the talent and the aggression and the expertise. It's just being recognized. I think that really kind of pumps you up nicely.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, to elevate Sisters in Sports Foundation through L'Oreal's work is, I'm appreciative for everything they've done for me and for my organization. As a young girl growing up blind, I never felt seen, and they really made me feel worth it and seen through this program.
Very
and I'm
cool.
honored to be a 2024 recipient.
Well, they made the best choice as far as I can see so far. I'm speaking to you. Where would one go if they wanted to find out more about Sisters in Sports Foundation?
SistersInSportsFoundation.org.
That's easy. That's pretty cool.
It's super easy.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They can go there and see our programs and what we're all about.
Perfect.
We're changing lives one girl at a time.
That's nice. Good stuff. Hey, it's been an honor speaking to you, Danelle, and continued success to you, and thanks for telling us about this. Michele Reisdorf joins us now. She's workplace trends expert with talent solutions firm Robert Half. She joins us. Thanks for being with us, Michele.
It's great to be here.
Well, everybody's keeping their eyes on their jobs and how it's catching up with their cost of living and salaries, movement into other positions, promotions, the whole bit. And Robert Half always gives us some insight as to what's going on. So has there been a recent look at that?
Yes. So we recently did some research on trends impacting job seekers in 2025.
Uh-huh.
And what is new and so interesting to me is that career satisfaction is at a new high.
Ooh.
We've got 81% of workers happy in their roles, and we haven't seen that in years.
No, we haven't.
With even fewer than a third looking for a job.
Wow. Are they happy? They're actually happy, though. It's kind of amazing. Are they happy? Because, I mean, there was a whole election thing where people were not happy with, paying bills and catching up to making life comfortable. It's weird.
Well, I think what we found is that a lot of people over the course of the last couple of years have looked for and found better culture, better pay, better job, and that's what puts them in a situation of really being happy at a new high.
Wow. But I understand that those numbers are quite high. I mean, we're talking about in the 77% range, 83% range. That does denote satisfaction, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And right now, it's about workers' confidence in their skills and abilities.
Yeah.
You were correct. 77% told us they learned a new skill in the last year. And so upskilling is definitely the new priority.
Wow.
It's encouraging candidates not to settle for what you have today, but to build more skills and have a better career tomorrow.
Is part of that happiness the knowledge that if they wanted to shift and go somewhere else, that road is open right now?
Absolutely. When candidates are confident in their skills and abilities, then they know that they will be able to find their next role.
Yeah.
And so what it means for companies is that you've got to be willing to invest in trainings and upskilling to keep your best people.
So have companies actually turned the corner on, I just want to make a lot of money as opposed to I want to get good people? I mean, it's companies, we've talked about this before with Robert Half. Companies need to understand that if they invest happiness in their employees, they're going to get good stuff out of it. They didn't seem to realize. They didn't seem to realize that in the past.
No, absolutely. With the demand for skilled talent being so tight, companies have realized that they have to be just very competitive in what we call the 3 C's, which is competitive pay, culture, and a career path. Because currently today, employees are looking for career pathing,
yeah.
and they don't want just a job. They want to see a path for promotion for the next 3 to 5 years.
So companies were kind of like forced into a corner, like we better get our act together.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
I can share with you a story. We recently worked with a candidate who went through several interviews for a role, and something wasn't clicking. She wasn't willing to accept the role.
Right.
And what she realized is she really wanted a position with long-term growth. So, companies have to be able to provide that in order to retain and gain top talent.
Okay. Now, here's the elephant in the room, and that's AI. We've talked about it on this show a lot and had many guests and experts on the subject. It's kind of a scary thing because one would think that this would cause a loss of jobs because humans would be replaced. I know we train in order for those people to program AI, but beyond that, is how are people feeling about their security in that sense?
Well, AI is definitely still new for many employers and employees.
Yes.
It can certainly help in the job search process, right?
Mm-hmm.
AI can help companies find candidates more quickly. And it can help actually with the job search from a candidate perspective. However, candidates have to customize their applications for each posting to explain why they're a great fit.
Yes.
We say AI will not replace people. AI will replace people not willing to learn AI.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it still scares me because I don't think it takes that many people to, like the customer service game. I mean, you'd employed thousands upon thousands of customer service humans, and now that's down considerably. Tell me exactly what Robert Half does, kind of quickly, because we're familiar with the name.
Yes, so we specialize in staffing in several different areas, and you can visit roberthalf.com if you want to connect with a specialized recruiter. We have the inside track on open roles, and so oftentimes can help you find your perfect fit.
Fantastic. Hey, thank you so much for your time today, Michele. Well, that'll do it for me today. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode. Will you join me then? Okay. Until that time arrives, I wish you peace.